This trip is just a short 2-night winter camping trip in Algonquin Provincial Park. We stayed just at the Mew Lake campground, found a nice site.
Coming up to our campsite, 129 is our site. That's 128 there. Here is 129. Back in. This is a different site too, isn't it? We've never had a tree.
Found a nice site. Arrived, it was only about -4 or 5 degrees, pretty good. Set up our tents.
Here we go. I've got my tent here with me. I've got multiple trees I can use here. I'm just concerned. I was thinking of using this tree and that tree along with either that one or that tree there. So actually, I'm going to be using the floor or the hammock part underneath my tent and sandwich them together so that I can have insulation in between, which should help out a lot. So, ratchet and straps. Oh. Now to put the straps around the trees.
I spoke too soon.
Well, I'm not all that happy with the way this is set up. I had to do a bunch of jury rigging to get it to line up, and it looks like it's lined up now. I mean, I have good tension on it and everything, but for some reason, it really leans over. So this is probably not going to be the best sleeping, but I think I'm going to have to just live with it. Otherwise, I'm going to be spending hours more trying to set it up.
We met up with Camper Christina, who we had met up here before.
We ran into Christina, who's another avid camper. She built her own tent with a heater inside.
She was up here this time trying out her new hot tent.
Hi, my name's Christina. I'm also known as Camper Christina, and I basically love to explore the outdoors. I love to camp, and well, winter came and I really don't like the snow very much or the cold, so I decided to make my own hot tent. 2 years ago I made a teepee and it was too heavy to take into the backcountry. So now I've made this little guy, and it only weighs about 10 pounds. I haven't weighed it yet, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't weigh more than 10 pounds. And have a new stove in it. And I'll take you inside if you want to take a peek. So this is the very first time I've brought this camping. It's just a trial run. I actually brought my teepee here last year when I made the renovations to the bottom to test it out. I'm just in the non-hydro loop at Mew Lake campground. And just in case something happens or something doesn't go right, I have, you know, someone to turn to or somewhere to go for help, because there's always happy, friendly campers around to assist you. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not perfect. You know, there's some spots where it's a little saggy or a little weird, but as long as it works and serves its purpose, then I'm good with it. So I'm going to take it into the backcountry next weekend with my friend Sue Squared from Sue's Outdoor Crew. And I think we're going to be visiting the Kawartha Highlands and going on a little adventure there. So next step is pulling it out on my sled or freight toboggan. It's actually just a sled, but when I say sled, people in Muskoka think I'm talking about snowmobiles. So yeah, so we're going to see how it works out there. But so far, I'm very happy with it. It's toasty warm in there, and I can't wait when it's -20 tomorrow. Some people will be freezing, and I'll be nice and warm.
Love the scenery up here. That's the most important reason why we come up here. You see all the snow-covered trees. You get to go hiking into the forest, and that's amazing.
I saw something big and black moving in the woods behind our tents, so I went to check it out, and it was a couple of turkeys. They're pretty big. It was a rather cold night, although I was fine inside my tent. Even though I was sort of on an angle in my tent, I didn't like the way it was balanced. I slept great. I was able to keep totally warm. Blankets stayed on top of me. The sleeping bag was fine. The sleeping pads that I sandwiched in between the tent and the floor stayed put, and it was fine.
We went to the Track and Tower Trail, which again, beautiful spot up and down some hills.
Tim and I are hiking on the Track and Tower Trail. Done this trail many times in the summer. It's a beautiful trail. This is my first time doing it in the winter, so it's going to be interesting. Thankfully, people have come before us, and so we have a trail to follow. It would be difficult to do one of these trails if there was no footprints to follow. My gosh, that is my favorite trail in the whole park, I think. It is absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful in there. Just lots of trees everywhere, waterfalls and rivers that we went through. So enjoyable way to spend the afternoon.
We have made it to the river, where I wanted to get to. Just up there is the dam. Just down here is where the rapids go under a bridge that the trail goes over. We may not follow the trail where the bridge goes. We're going to probably take the shorter route and head back up to the parking lot. But I love this trail. I love it in the summer and now in the winter too. It's great. Good morning. It is our last morning here. It is really cold. It was supposed to go down to -18 last night, and it went down to -22. I had a hard time keeping warm, especially as it got towards morning. About 5 o'clock in the morning, I had to get up and go to the comfort station and sit in the car for a while. But it is beautiful. Now that the sun is just about to come up, I mean, it is, despite the cold, it is incredibly beautiful out here, and it's worth every minute of coming out here.
is it. We are heading out of Mew Lake. It was a good, short little camping trip, but it was good. It was good. It was cold, especially last night, but
Yeah, it was fine up until last night.
yeah. But you can't control the weather, so we'd miss all this beautiful stuff if we hadn't gone. But there we go. Next trip will be